Hi everybody, hope your preparation for the exam is going well. So let's continue our revision series. We are revising the topic from unit number 2, Computational Thinking and Programming Part 1. In today's video, we are going to discuss list manipulation. Alright then, without further delay, let's get started. Alright, let's understand what is list. It's another data type. It allows mixed data type which are separated by comma. We enclose list element in the square bracket. Important property, list is mutable. We can change the content in place. How we can create list? In these two ways we can create list. By enclosing the elements in the square bracket, this is how we create empty list. Here is a list with the elements. And we can even nest one list inside another list. It is called as nested list. With the use of list function, we can create list from another sequence. In this example, we are creating list from string and here we are creating list from one tuple. The way we access individual characters of the string, list also use index to access its individual elements. In this way, we mention the index in the square bracket along with the name of the list. Index starts from 1. We already know that. We can access the elements in the forward direction as well as in the backward direction. We understood that list is mutable. So, we can modify the element, we can change the element just by assigning the value. If we look at the original list, green is at the index 2. That we are changing it to blue. Here is a list of operations we can perform on the list. We can traverse, compare two lists, we can join the two different lists into one, we can replicate it and slicing. Okay, then let's understand how to traverse the individual elements of the list. For that we will be using for loop. This works same as string. Here it will iterate over the individual elements of the list. Can we compare two different lists? Yes, we can do with the equal to operator. In this, elements of the list will get compared one by one. With the use of concatenation operator, we can combine two different lists into a single list. Replication operator also works in the same way as string. We can repeat the list as many times as we want by mentioning the number. Here comes the important part, slicing. That is also same. We mention 3 index, starting index, ending index and step. We know that ending index and step is exclusive. All 3 indices are optional. If you don't mention start, it will be 0. If you don't mention step, it will be 1. And if you don't mention end, whole list will be considered. Make sure to check out some of the examples and try it your own. Alright, let's proceed. Here is a new concept related to list, making a copy of it. There are 3 different ways with the help of which we can create a copy of the list. Here is the first way, using list function. In the second example, we are using assignment operator to create copy, and in the third example, we are using the concept of slicing. But the copy are of 2 types. First is deep copy and the second one is shallow copy. What is it? Let's try to understand. When we use list function and the slicing, we can create a deep copy. Let's consider there is one list with some elements. Using list function, we are creating another list. This list is pointing to another memory address. Now these 2 lists are different lists. If we will change something in the one list, it doesn't mean that it will change to the list 2. When we will print both the list, you will get to know we are changing into the first list, but the changes are not reflecting back to the second one. So when we create list using list function as well as with the help of slicing, it creates a deep copy. Then what about shallow copy? When we use assignment operator to create a list, then one shallow copy will get created. So when we will change the content of the list 1, it will reflect to list 2 also. Look at the output. Now both the lists are same, but we change into only one list. In this case, both the list will point to the same memory address. That's why when you will change into one list, it will reflect to another. So that was about deep copy and shallow copy. This is an important concept, keep it in mind. Okay, now moving ahead, we have to discuss all the functions and the methods associated with list. The first is len. In case of string, it counts the number of characters, but in case of list, it will count the number of elements. There are 3 elements, we got 3. If we have nested list, the nested list will consider as one element. That's why the length of this list is 4. List function we have already discussed. It is used to create list from another sequence. Here we are creating from string, in this we are creating from dictionary, and in this example we are creating list from tuple. The third method is index method. It will give the index of first match element. This is similar to string. I want to check out the index of 30. It is nothing but 2. If you will not get it, you will get exception value error. So be careful. Append method is very important in case of list. It will add the element at the end. Look at the syntax. We have to mention item. We want to add one more element. It will get added at the end, because the meaning of append is at the end. To append method, you can provide only one element and it will change the original list, because list is mutable. We can change the content in place. As append takes only one element, if you want to add more elements, for that you will be using extend. We can provide here directly list. This is the original list. We are adding one more list to it. When we will print it, look at the output. We could add one list to the another list. Using append and extend, we could add element at the end, but if you want to add the element at the specified index, then you will be using insert. That's why we are providing index and the item. In this example, we want to insert O at the index 3. So look at the output. O got inserted at the index 3. The element at that place will shift 1 to the right side. We understood how to add the element. There are 3 options: append, extend and insert. Now let's check out how to delete the element. Generally on any data structure, we perform these operations. We add the element, we delete the element, we search, sort, traverse and modify. So to delete, we have pop method. It takes index. We mention here 2. So at the index 2 we have I. It will get deleted. When we will print this list, we will not get I. Make a note of it. Pop will return the deleted element. We can print it. This index is optional. If you will not mention anything, last element will get deleted. So keep this pop method in mind. We are going to use it in class 12 too. To delete an item, we have one more method, remove. It removes the first occurrence. We provide value to remove. As we know what we are deleting, that's why it doesn't return anything. Here we want to remove E, it will get removed. When we will print the list, it will be like this, without the element E. If the value doesn't exist, we will get exception value error. In this way, we discuss 2 methods to delete an element. First is pop and the second one is remove. Here is the third option, del statement. Look at the syntax. We have to write del, then name of the list, and in square bracket we have to mention the index. Why there are so many options? Each has its own specialty. With the help of del, we can delete one slice. For that, we will be mentioning start and stop. Make a note of it, the end value will be exclusive. And if you don't provide anything with the list name, the list will get deleted along with its elements. So if you will try to print the list, then you will get name error, because that object also got deleted. Here is the fourth option to delete the elements, clear method. It will delete all the elements, but the object will exist. We don't have to provide anything to it. When we will use the clear method on the list will be empty, because all the elements will get deleted. but the object will exist. So that is the difference between del and clear. Clear will delete only the elements. Object will exist. But in case of del, elements also will get deleted and that object also will get deleted. In this way, for this deletion operation, we have 4 options. First is pop, second is remove method, third is del statement, and fourth one is clear method. Count method is same as string. It will count the occurrences of the atom. 40 is present 3 times. If it doesn't exist, it will not give error. It will give 0. There is one more method, reverse. It will reverse the elements. Here is the list and using reverse method, we are printing it in the reverse order. All the methods which we are applying on the list will change the original list because list is mutable. We can change the element in place. Here is one more method, sort. It will sort the elements. Look at the list. It is in the random order. But after sorting, it is in the ascending order. By default, ascending order. If you want descending, write reverse equals to true. Then we will get the elements in the descending order. Look at the syntax. Sort method will change the original list. Then we have one more method, sorted. It will create a new list. That is the difference between sort and sorted. Sort doesn't create new list, it works on the original, but sorted will create the new list. Look at the syntax. There are 2 parameters. First is sequence and then we have to give the value to the reverse. Here is the list. We are applying sorted on the list. We will get one new list. When we will print the new list, we are getting the sorted list. If you want new list in the descending order, write reverse equals to true. If your list contains numbers, you can apply these functions mean, max and sum. Mean will find out the minimum element, max will find out the maximum element and sum will calculate the sum of the elements. As we have nested if as well as nested loop, we have the concept of nested list. We can enclose one list inside another list. If you want to access the elements of the inner list, you have to write the indices according to the nesting level. This element is at index 0. This inner complete list has index 1, then 2 and then 3. For the inner list, again indexing start from 0 and 1. So if you want to access action, I will be writing 1 and in the second index 0. Now tell me, if I want to access horror, what I will be writing? It will be 1 and 1. In this way, we access the nested list. Here is the summary of the different operations which we can perform on the list and the methods for that. To append the element, we will be using append method or extend. To insert an element, we have insert method. If you want to modify any element, you have to just assign the value for that index. For deletion, we have pop, remove, del statement. And if you want to delete all the elements, clear method also exists. For sorting, we have sort method as well as sorted. We understood the difference between them. In sort, we don't create new list, but sorted creates a new list. So that was all about list. With the hope that you could revise list, let's wind up today's video. In case of any doubt, drop them in the comments and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. In the next video, we will be discussing tuple. So until next time, stay confident, keep practicing. I will see you in the next video.